Hey guys, Kyler reviewing set 7172, The Crystal King. This set released June 1st this year, retails for €60, and comes with 5 minifigures. Well, that said, let's get into the review. So, the only ninja you actually get in this set is Lloyd in his just crystallized suit, because he doesn't have a resistance suit, unless you count him maybe his Oni one, but I don't know. Anyway, this suit looks pretty good. Surprisingly though, a little thing to note, maybe a bit of foreshadowing into the season, there appears to be like a bit of bandaging or something on this suit, which the other ninja suits do not have in this wave, so who knows, maybe Lloyd gets pretty banged up during the fight. He comes with a machete with a tassel, which he's been getting ever since like the movie wave, which just remove it there to get a better look at his torso and everything. This is the, oh actually no, this is the exact same hood they used for Secrets of Forbidden Senjutsu back in 2019, so it's cool to see that come back. Again, it's the same movie face from 2017 with an angry look, and a more happy expression at the back, with the angry look definitely fitting this season a lot more. You can see a bit of shine to the torso too, which is pretty good. I really like this. I think this might be one of Lloyd's best Wild Brain era suits. It looks pretty good. But flipping over to the back, if we remove the back armor, you can get a better look at that back torso printing there, which has a symbol on the back, which is Lloyd's symbol, which looks pretty good. And this is also what the suit looks like without the armor attachment, if you were wondering. It still looks pretty good, but obviously a lot better with this piece attached. But anyway, that's just to say, so let's move on to the next minifigure in this set. Which the next two we have here is on the left, the Vengestone Warrior, and on the right, the Vengestone Brute, which, ooh, this guy looks menacing as all hell. But anyway, starting with the Warrior, I've already reviewed this guy multiple times. He is really common. I would say he is like the most common minifigure in the entire crystallized wave. Like, even with all the ninja suits combined, you will have much more of this guy right here. But move him to the side, we've already reviewed him multiple times. We have the Vengestone Brute, which I really like the way they went with this minifigure in this set specifically, is that they gave him like the crystal general armor, which looks really good. This like enhances the menacing look that he has, also with the double-bladed sword as well, going for a Darth Maul look, which I think looks really great. Overall, it just looks really cool. I mean, it's a small, very small change, but it really does enhance the minifigure's look. Very menacing indeed. But anyway, let's move on to the next minifigure in this set. Which, moving on to the next minifigure we have here, is Crystallized Harumi, which looks really great. This is our first Harumi minifigure since, I believe, Hunted in 2018, so it's very cool to finally get a new one, which will hopefully drive down the prices on her Hunted minifigures. Here though, she has two of the brand new sword pieces, well, sword designs I guess. They're just the standard katanas, but in a translucent pink. And these look really cool, but not really that common throughout the wave, surprisingly. You get them in like, maybe half the sets, even less I would say, but look pretty cool. You do get extras in the set too, so if you want to get them to the Crystal King or the Overlord, you definitely can. She also has a brand new hairpiece. It may not look it, but before, I believe at least, it used a soft plastic, but here this is a brand new hard plastic, which is definitely better in some ways. You also kind of see like an extra bit of her like red face print there, or paint. And at the back she has like a more angrier face, but I definitely do think the smiling one fits Harumi's character a lot more. It looks pretty good. I would also say this is the best the crystallized general armor looks on a minifigure. Well, hey, that's just my opinion. But anyway, let's move on to the last and the final minifigure in the set. Which the final minifigure, and perhaps one of the best, maybe aside from Harumi, is the Crystal King, the Overlord. He looks really cool. This is technically as well an exclusive variant, and the reason is he has 2 arms instead of 4, obviously, but the horns are also a lot shorter. I wonder if we'll ever see this version in the show, maybe like as the battle damaged or weakened version towards the end of the season, but it's definitely interesting. So maybe this is a non-canon look for the Overlord. He uses the brand new helmet piece there to attach the mask, which is like similar to an Oni mask. You flip up and there, boom, you have the Overlord's face, which looks really cool. Actually, if I remove the helmet, you probably get a better look. It looks really cool here. It's like, there's also back printing there as well, which looks slightly off-centered. But it's like kind of a combination of his previous ones. I can definitely see the legacy version, but also as well kind of the 2014 rebooted look, which I'll put two images up side by side. So you can kind of get like a good like grasp of what they were going for here with this, which I think looks really great. This might be one of my favorite Overlord designs ever. As a big Overlord fanboy, but you can kind of see there, he's also got maybe the golden armor there, which looks pretty good. I've seen people say that there's like a face you can see in his armor, which definitely with this minifigure you can't see. You can see it with his forearms variant, but not with the two arms one, which looks pretty good still. And you can also see there his symbol in the middle of his chest, which looks pretty good. Flipping him around, if we remove his armor piece, you can get a better look at that back torso print, which, yes, looking at it from the back, that definitely does look like the golden armor, so maybe he gets that back. But also interesting thing as well, just noticed, that kind of looks like a dragon on the back of his head. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but whatever. Also, the armor piece here he has, this is simply the crystallized one, just in a gunmetal gray, which I think looks pretty good, and it's the only other, like, color for that piece, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty interesting. But not too much else to say about this really great minifigure, so let's move on to the build of the set. So just taking a look at this just behemoth of a build, my god, this looks really classy. I think this might be one of my favorite like sets from this wave. First thing I did forget to mention though, with the Overlord, he does come as attachment for like lightning, like Palpatine style, so that'll be interesting to see if he uses that in the show. But also, again, an interesting theory, which we'll get to in a minute, but you can see as well all the gold throughout this build, which this will be interesting to see if this is the melted down weapons or if this is all Venge Stone, which in the show it very much looks like it could be a mixture of both. It does glow a lot, but here obviously it is just using pearl gold, which I think looks pretty good. His staff looks really great. It did look better in the preliminary pictures, I must admit. Here as well on the chest you have like kind of the golden armor, which has, you can kind of open up this a bit, which you can reveal that the Overlord is just sitting inside, which we kind of get a glimpse of that in the first trailer, I'm pretty sure, when he's covered in purple, but even still, that's kind of when he's in his forearms look. The face, though, I think looks a bit, it looks a bit weird. See, in the show, he's got like a mouth, but here he's got a mouth guard, kind of like Optimus Prime, but looks a bit weird. I don't know, maybe they should have been a sticker or something. But it looks pretty good with the crystal horns there. I really like that design. Which also, I guess a thing that could be said about the set is this could be a really good like Lionel mock from Zelda if you change it up a bit. But if we try flip him to the side, you can kind of see there's wings there at the back, which I guess this is like a half form in between his dragon form and his normal form. Getting a look at the back legs there as well, you can see his tail, which has crystals all over it, and a crystal blade for the edge, which this looks really great. My one complaint, which if you follow me on Twitter, you know I ragged about this, he uses the EVO style like mech building, which, what the hell were they thinking when making this? This like set in general is fantastic, but this kind of ruins in my opinion. This prevents all like knee movement, which I don't know, it looks weird. He's stuck in this pose of kind of like being bent for like backwards. It looks weird. I don't like it. Why would you do this? This is a curse. I'm telling you, core was a mistake. Burn my legacy for 2023. But overall, this looks like, it still looks pretty good. This kind of takes away from the look, maybe a small bit, but it's not awful. It still looks like a fantastic set. Is it worth 60 though? No. I went back to make sure, like, you know, all the other sets in this kind of price range. The Kai Fighter is 40, and this is pretty much kind of in the same vein. As both sets, they come with like roughly the same amount of minifigures. I mean, this has more, I guess, different ones, and it does have 3 exclusive minifigures. But even if you like factor that out, 60 is a bit much. But I'll get to that at the end of the video. Just know it's a fantastic set, but the pricing is a bit iffy. But anyway, let's move on to the instructions. Which terrible box art aside, if we flip to the back, we have the win, I really hate these new instructions layout with a passion. Please, Lego, fix your crap. Here we just have all the sets, which I have reviewed, just a bit half. I do keep an eye out for much more crystallized reviews coming out in the next couple of weeks. I pretty much have every set except for the golden ultra dragon. I'm pretty sure it's called that. It's a bad set. I'm not buying that. Like, stay tuned for worst of first 2022 next year. I will completely rag on the set. But overall, I mean, this is a pretty good wave. Okay, hold on. I thought for a second that was like a different set. Never mind. I thought that was like the preliminary images for the Crystal King's temple. Tripping for a bit. But yeah, I really like his artwork. I like the city destroyed and covered in crystal. I hope Crystallized Part 2 airs pretty soon so we can actually see this. But anyway, that's just to say enough rambling too. Let's move on to the box and my final opinions. So taking a look at the front of the box here, we have the Crystal King and like a desolated Ninjago city, which looks pretty good. And we have just all the enemies in the set just going after Lloyd. He is really going through it in this season, isn't he? But anyway, if we flip over to the back, you can get a better look at like kind of the play features here and stuff, as well as the Overlord just sitting in the mech. That looks really menacing, really cool. Yeah, overall, like, pretty cool set looking box art thing. Yeah, also, I know I mentioned this in every review, but I really like the way like the box art itself is like kind of crumbling away and being crystallized. That is a cool, very cool like feature of this wave. But anyway, what do I think of this set? And I think it's pretty good. All things considered, even with the price aside, it should be 40, not 60, considering the Kai Fighter is a much bigger set and comes with basically the same amount of minifigures. That's besides the point. I don't think as well this is going to a price rise in August, unlike the other sets. I think maybe it is, even if it is, it's probably only jumping up to like maybe 70, but even still, 70 is pushing it very much, but 60 is like, it's a weird zone. I think maybe this should have been 40. 50, I think, is the perfect price, maybe, but 60, I don't know, I'm a bit iffy about that. I'm a bit iffy about, like, all the crystallized pricing, just in general. I think it's way too overblown and overexpensive. But anyway, overall, though, it still is a pretty good set. Terrible joints aside, I really hate Evo. Why did they introduce that piece? It looks really bad. It's gonna be a plague. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.